EVOS Holy. This is the game that we are all looking for. The Sky Kings versus the Dark Horse. Which one will move up on top? And if whether Game 1 is going to help them secure themselves a 2-0.
The rumble in the jungle. Some may call it in Indonesia even the international derby. Both teams, the only two representatives from MPL ID with a major international trophy.
And that is a lofty title to be able to hold on to. So now that they are facing off against each other head-to-head on the final day of the group stages here, they're going to be eager to set things up as soon as possible. And we're already seeing a little bit of a skirmish in that mid lane as well. Nothing too cheesy yet from the roamers to try and go for jungle invades, but we already see Lutpi having a pretty hard time against Reggie. This is not an advantageous matchup.
Does look like it's actually a very aggressive rotation towards the top side of the map earlier. It does look like Albert's actually going in on Keyboy too. Really wants to put the pressure down on the Suyo right as he gets level 3.
Yeah, I do like Keyboy's positioning here. He knows that there's the possibility of a cheese rotation at level 3 from the Suyo. So just put himself in that tri-bush to make sure that Savero doesn't get stopped too early on. Granger is able to match up pretty well into the Harif in a lane, but will have difficulty if he ever does fall behind. So that's something that ONIC wants to avoid.
Okay, Keyboy walking in the bush again there. We can take a look at the player emblems here. The Hylos has gone for Vitality, Tenacity. That's Lutpi, Bracemind, and Thrill with also Festival of Blood for CC. So really wanting to poke down these beefy members of ONIC Esports. And I think it's going to be good for them. First Turtle really should be advantages towards EVOS Holy. They have enough damage, CC, and burst with the Lo Yi even.
Yeah, I agree with you. EVOS Holy just generally has a bit more damage potential this early on, especially with the Suyo jungle as well. They will set themselves up for the turtle first, but Lutpi is already in position to make sure that they can't cheese it out before Kyrie is able to get his next buff. This means that they're going to be even on levels, right? Both Albert and Kyrie will be level 5 by the time they contest this, but Keyboy trying to do his best to slow that down even a little bit.
Shoving the wave down below as well, so Lutpi will be able to get level 4. They get position over EVOS Holy through a sequence of very, very disruptive events from them. Lutpi clearing out, or sorry, rather resetting the turtle aggro, and then getting time for Keyboy to walk in and screen them out. Key on the bad spot, diversion to the back line. Key gonna be taken down. Sans claims first blood. The quad shadow Kyrie reacts to the diversion play in the back. Now dodges away from the surge too. Kyrie finally falling by the dispersion to Sans with a flicker going in on Albert. Will be terrified and taken out by Lutpi.
Yep, and it looks like after all of that, both junglers are down for the count. That means that this turtle dance is going to continue a little bit longer. I like the initiative from ONIC Esports to immediately jump on the enemy roamer the moment they oh, hold on.
Should still be good. Dispersion again. Keyboy taken out. Key picks the kill up back to level on the board.
Yeah, underestimating the burst damage of a Lo Yi there. Keyboy has been doing a good job of invading and just harassing Albert thus far, but now that he no longer is on the map, Albert should be able to get this. Yes, he does.
Key still wants to go for more. Gets the taunt onto Sans, as well as the curtain call from Reggie. Turtle for EVOS. ONIC decide, okay, that's enough from us.
They're gonna slow things down here. We have to note that ONIC is probably a slightly more late game leaning team, but they have tools in the early game to be able to try and harass EVOS and slow down their farm in general. However, it means that individually, they're going to be a little less capable of making plays across the map. They gotta go for the more team fight oriented positions, and that gives EVOS a bit more room to play around the map, especially with this diversion on their side as well. They caught ONIC off guard because they full committed to bursting down Key before the turtle fight started, and even though Kyrie managed to sidestep the blade surge initially, he was still caught out because his cooldowns had been expended. So those are the kind of interactions we're going to be expecting from these two teams before the mid game.
And back again for EVOS Holy. They really aren't in any rush. Glorious Pathway gets placed down. Good disengage. Deposit forced to use Flicker. Quad Shadow did land on Deposit, but Kyrie will decide against the idea of jumping in under tier 1.
I'm a little bit worried for ONIC. They will always have scaling potential with Savero. Diversion. Ooh.
Trying to go on Lutpi. Doesn't have the glorious pathway. Is kind of vulnerable now. Diversion stolen as well. Lutpi with the... Okay, no. It doesn't really work out in the end. EVOS Holy take care of him quick, even with Revitalize.
And this is why Deposit loves that low year, right? EVOS are able to rotate around the map so quickly with it. Sans had stolen diversion, but it came a little bit too late, and Key even was prepared for it, actually positioning himself in the brush so that he could scout out any potential teleports and stopping ONIC before they could back up Lutpi.
Key in the bush, looking for the taunt there. Keyboy will go in, gets punished for it by the CC. And it's taken really low. Luckily, Quicksand Guard gets him back to, should be full HP. There you go. Turtle number 2 contested, secured, should be by EVOS.
Savero just got the Sky Piercer as well. He wants to join fights, but not this one, as EVOS still has control over the Turtle, and I don't think ONIC can really approach.
Yeah, Keyboy caught in the bad spot, gets punished by Erlan. And that's the Turtle to Albert. Reggie gets a kill too! Mid lane, Sans falls with Flicker.
And this is what I was talking about, right? EVOS, their heroes are individually stronger. They have way more burst damage to play around. If ONIC is not grouped together, if they're not playing their classic front to back, it's very easy for them to be caught off guard. Again, I do like what Keyboy is trying to do, but he's a lot less tanky than he used to be on this Khalid. And EVOS are able to consistently punish him if his team is not ready for the backup. We are starting to see the snowball get going, with EVOS now having a near 2k gold lead 6.5 minutes in, and they're actually very comfortable even if they're not ahead, right? This is a lineup that has good scaling into the late game, especially with Erlan still no deaths yet. So ONIC Esports actually has a bit of a timer, because the later the game goes, the less impact that Lutpi and Keyboy will have.
And now it's a 2,500 gold lead for EVOS Holy. Reggie, obviously the one holding most of the gold lead on the CC. It's just such a good pick, the CC. Once you see the Hylos and the Khalid, there's just so many HP bars for Reggie to punish, for him to capitalize on. And we've seen that in both the team fights that has happened. Or I don't know, do you count it as 2 team fights or 4 team fights? It's just been like one very long one, another very long one. Purple Buff gets stolen by Albert. Kyrie getting suffocated in his own jungle.
Yeah, the fights are definitely a bit more scattered, which is supporting EVOS' playstyle. ONIC wants to be together. They want to be the ones setting the momentum. They want to have vision control and basically zone control over any team fight. But EVOS is not giving that over to them. Even the diversion being used very actively. Kyrie was able to back off in time, but now they're going to have to deal with this bottom wave at some point. And the Turtle is coming up in 5 seconds. EVOS has done this strategically to make sure that either someone has to be sent to defend the wave, or they'll get a free tower for this neutral contest.
Key walking up, taking a lot of damage. Oh, Keyboy caught in the bad spot. Pops the Reggie Sandstorm, gets cancelled out. Sans caught in the back, but Reggie almost getting the kill. Oh, Revitalize saves him from Key. Now Lutpi and Keyboy are isolated from the team. Erlan doesn't get the last shot, but now Kyrie looking for the retreat, unfortunately does not get it. Albert just way too clean with the Soul Sever retreat combo.
The proactiveness of EVOS Holy has caught
Diversion?
so many teams off guard, and look, they're now going down bot because they know someone's gonna respond to the wave.
Oh, you gotta be careful. Keyboy gets caught, taunted down, bursted, and obliterated before he can even do anything.
EVOS is thinking so many steps ahead. They diversion down bottom, set the wave to push so that someone has to defend it and then they can contest Turtle. They didn't manage to get any kills up there, but they got the objective and instantly diversion back down because ONIC still hadn't responded to the tower so that they could get a cheeky kill, a free invade, and even stealing the purple buff again on their way out. ONIC is being out macroed at every point right now.
4,500 gold lead. 3 Turtles, 6-2. ONIC have lost control of the game. And again, once we get to the later stage of the game, this is why the Gatot Kacha, I was thinking about the Gatot ban with the glue. It was a choice for ONIC to make. You ban the glue and you take away, I guess, more layers of attack from the XP and Roam, but wait, hold up. He gets bursted down by just placing the Glorious Pathway. Now Keyboy gets caught by the Surge, Revitalize forced out. Got to catch a AOG to stop them from backing away. Now it's Keyboy who gets quelled by Albert on the Suyo. 2 for 0. Albert wants more. Jumps in again. Now the last shot quells him down. Dispersion from Deposit. Suns is down. The turret falls as well. Savero left to defend all alone. He's got to be careful. He clears out the wave, does damage, but that's about it.
If ONIC still had even the smallest bit of advantage in the game before, they've completely lost it now. The diversion straight into the Lord because they know it's coming up. EVOS Holy are feeling it. The snowball is officially underway. And ONIC Esports are now in a really terrible spot. When you draft a hero like Khalid Rome, you really need to have some kind of early game advantage, and EVOS has snuffed that out every chance that they've gotten. Even Lutfi cannot survive.
That's the damage from Reggie. Once especially he's ahead, he can melt you down, Albert. Again with the Soul Sever. Retribution, that's the red one. Taking a bit of damage. Sans caught on the back foot. Flickers out. Erlan just chases him with the Zaman Force. Third death for Sans in game 1.
Ugh, Sans came into the wrong neighborhood right there. Thought that he could support Kyrie, but you should know that the Hayabusa can get himself out of trouble without too much worry. It was him who was actually diving right into the jaws of the tiger's mouth. As EVOS Holy continue making sure that ONIC cannot control any point on the map. They now have to hedge all of their bets onto Savero specifically. The Granger so far is still 0-0-0. No deaths so far. Just finished his 4th item, so his damage is there. But his team is not able to survive long enough for the Granger to actually whittle down EVOS Holy over time. And that's usually how this hero wants to play. It's more of the finisher and poker rather than committing to a full-out team fight. EVOS are actually more comfortable in that regard because Key with the Revitalize is able to tank a lot more damage than you would expect. And now Reggie just got the Oracle, so he's even more capable of frontlining for them.
Diversion, AOG, Savero is able to kite away. Kiwi taking low, Lutfi again. Oh, isolated. A very squishy Hylos this game. Albert takes the kill away, now quells Savero. And it's just ONIC on the back foot. Reggie walks up. Sans gonna die again. He dashed forward. Reggie has slain Sans. Oh man, ONIC Esports. They are everywhere.
CC is such a good last pick on the red side because this hero can be countered, but if there's nothing that can be drafted to deal with it, and it's in the right lane, you just can't stop it.
Savero barely able to escape, but the base can't say the same thing. It was a quick game 1 from EVOS Holy.
EVOS Holy, boy, holy moly.
Holy moly.
Holy moly.
Ooh.
ONIC Esports is really unfortunate how it wasn't, I wouldn't even say that the game